Hello and good afternoon. It is your favorite diva, TechnoDiva, Kania Kennedy, and I'm here today with the TechnoDiva VIP Club. The TechnoDiva VIP Club is an opportunity for you to get some live training and support around some of your questions and most shared needs inside of technology for your business. And either I'm teaching or I have other people on my team who are teaching you around ways to use technology to grow your business, but just in general, the ways that we can grow our businesses and be more successful. Today, I am your hostess, Kania TechnoDiva Kennedy, and my goal is to assist you in leveraging tech to be more efficient, productive, and of course, profitable, because we're in business to make money as well as to be of service. I primarily focus on heart-centered entrepreneurs, people who I consider light workers, who are here to make a difference. And a lot of times, because that's who we are, because that's who I am primarily, we don't always think about profitability and efficiency. We're more so like, how do I learn how to do what I do better? My personal area of expertise is in herbal medicine and essential oils and mind, body, spirit work. And so most of my training used to be in those areas. The good thing is that my background, meaning what I actually studied in school, was electrical and computer engineering. And because of that, I have this awesome relationship with technology, which means that I find tech and I can adapt it and I can use it pretty easily. And that's one of the reasons I've been able to run my business and various businesses. And TechnoDiva got started because a good friend of mine who was a massage therapist, and she's now a certified life coach and a phenomenal diva, she would ask me, how are you doing all of this stuff? And I'm like, oh, it's just technology. Remember when smartphones first came out and I started using my phone to take payments? And she's like, how are you doing that? And I would show her and she's like, you need to teach classes. And I was like, well, I mean, I could show you. She's like, but other people could need this. And because I have a servant's heart, I was like, okay. And that's how TechnoDiva was born, you guys. So it really exists only to be a support to entrepreneurs, and primarily, like I said, my heart-centered entrepreneurs. I show you guys the things that I find and the things that I use, and I'm always on the lookout for other experts and professionals that can help you move your business to the next level. So that's what TechnoDiva is about. The VIP Club is me learning that there is value in everything I do. And that part of being profitable, you guys, and being efficient is learning how to prioritize your time. So for people who are interested in these kind of skill sets, we have the VIP Club. It's $10 to join currently and like $5 a month. So it's pretty nominal, but it allows me to then allocate the time and energy to run the club as well as the accompanying group and continue to provide great information. Today's topic, I'm going to show you guys, is getting paid. Yes. How to automate your payment so you don't have to chase down people for money ever again. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not primarily in business because I want to chase people down. It's not even primarily to make money. Now, I say this, I have no problem making money. I'm a yes to making money. But at the exact same time, the primary reason I do the work I do is to make a difference. But trying to run a business without having any capital and trying to live your life in this world without making money can prove to be a challenge. And so it becomes an issue of how do I handle the money part of the business, the getting paid part, but also be able to focus primarily on what I want to do. And one of the ways I've been able to do that, and one of the tools that I use, is a way to automate my payments. When I sell a coaching package or if I'm selling a treatment package or something for clients, one of the things I do is we get the payment thing out the way pretty early. I have my packages, I set the terms, okay? And what's great about doing it that way is that then you aren't trying to, in the middle of your sessions, I haven't received your payment or it's time to pay. Sometimes the money, particularly for the work that we do, can seem like it can jar the energy. It's like, I gotta do that money thing again. And so the reason why automated payments are great, particularly if you're having a payment plan, is so that, yeah, you don't have to worry about it. It's handled. And the only time it becomes an issue is if something goes wrong. I'm going to show you two solutions that you can use. You'll find both of these solutions inside of my recommended tools. So a lot of the time, you guys, if you've joined the club, and one of the things I recommend that you download, if you haven't already, is my top 10 apps for business white paper resource, because it is all about what are the apps and some of the basic things that I recommend you have in place so that it becomes really easy for you to manage your business. Okay. With that being said, let's hop right into this. This is going to be a pretty quick training. All right. So the first tool that I'm going to talk to you guys about is PayPal. Okay. You guys know PayPal is one of my favorite tools. I've been using PayPal, I don't know how many years now. And you guys know there are other resources out here, okay, that are not PayPal. And I totally recommend using some of those. And at the exact same time, PayPal is a tried and true payment solution that has a lot more bells and whistles than many people realize. Okay, so I'm logged in. I'm gonna get to the page I want to get to. Okay, so let me move on over here. So if you don't have PayPal, you definitely need to get PayPal or another payment solution. But I'm going to show you two different solutions. And I recommend having multiple payment solutions because different people are comfortable with different things. Some folks really like PayPal, some don't like it at all. You want to be able to accommodate anybody. The last thing you want to have happen is that you can't get your money from someone because you aren't using a payment solution that they like. Okay. Now this is PayPal. This is PayPal's free option. You guys know PayPal, you can upgrade to a premium version of PayPal. And I'll touch on that for a second. But for right now, where am I in PayPal? Well, once you log into PayPal, you'll see a bunch of things. But up here under tools, you want to go to buttons, okay? Or you can always go to paypal.com/buttons. Once you've logged in, it'll get you to this page. So you can use different types of buttons with PayPal. So your buy now, again, is pretty straightforward. Have people, you make one item and you use that link or you use the code. People buy it. Of course, your add to cart, accept donations. But here are the ones we're looking at: the subscribe, the installment plan, and the automatic billing. Yay! Now I'll tell you that these two down here, these are for premium. So we're going to start here with subscribe. So what's great about the subscribe is that this allows you to, I'm going to hit the informational button. I'm just going to read I'm going to read what it says about the subscriptions. Offer subscriptions or other recurring payments for items like magazine subscriptions or club memberships. Yep. So this is actually what I've been using for you guys with the VIP club. It's a subscription. Okay. There's also the installment plan, which says let customers pay for items using flexible multiple payments, but it's something, again, you'd have to pay for. And we'll talk about that in a second. No worries. Okay. This is pretty straightforward. I'm going to show you a way to combine two of their services. So bear with me. Okay. So one, subscriptions. If you have a payment plan, meaning you say, okay, for example, my coaching package or whatever my package is, let's say $1,000, and I require a $200 payment, which then leaves a balance of what? $800. And those $800 can be spread out into 4 payments of $200 each, right? So they're going to put $200 down, they're going to pay $200 in installments. Okay. So we might call this the platinum plan. The platinum payment plan. Okay. Now, what's great about this is that, yeah, you can add a drop-down menu with price options. Okay. And you can change the frequency of how often this gets paid. So what's really great is you might say, for example, schedule. And if you want this to be a monthly payment, so if they're going to pay $200 a month, and they can pay that monthly. I'm sorry, I'm putting the dollar amount. Option 2 might be to pay $500 a month, but as opposed to being monthly, we want it to be yearly or yearly, right? Or option 3. So there's different options. This makes it a little complicated, but you can do that. I typically don't. I like to make it really simple. Okay. Now, I will use this as a drop down menu, for example, if there might be different names. So you might call it the Platinum Plan for Wellness or Platinum Plan for Health. You know, if you just needed to add some variation to it, you do have that option. And then you could also add a text field. So you need to type in something. So that's pretty cool. Like you might say you want them to put in your mailing address. So this might include you sending products to them. So you might have them put their mailing address in. Okay. So all of those things, you can also decide to use a smaller PayPal button. So these are just all things. You can even use your own image, you guys. If you want to make a button image, you can do that. You just have to upload it somewhere where it's uploaded. So it's pretty cool. Okay. So that your button can really look like the rest of your website. So that's one of the things I like about it. Now, for me, you can use this username and password. I don't typically use it, but you can. Billing amount. So again, like I said, this was $200. And whether you want this to be paid monthly, but we can say every 2 weeks. I mean, that's the agreement you have. All right. It might be $200 a month. Okay. And so again, this would be, and it says how many cycles? Well, in this case, they're going to put $200 down and then $200 for 4 months. So this would be 5 payments. Okay. Here it says, I want to offer a trial period. So let's say you want to say the initial payment, instead of being 200, what if you said it was 250? So then that would leave 750. Okay. I'm sorry, the trial period. If the first payment was 250, for example, and the total you wanted to make was $1,000, you'd have to then split that 750 up over 4 payments. Does that make sense? Because you had them pay the total of your package in this case was $1,000. They're paying 250, and so they have to pay that 750 over 4 more payments. So that would actually be 187.50, and then that would be 4 cycles. So this is how you might have a larger deposit up front, and then you break the rest of the payments up, and they pay 187.50 every month for 4 months. What's even great is you can also offer a second trial period. So you may say there's 2 payments of $250, right? So now they've paid $500 up front, and then those other payments, instead of it being 4 additional payments, there'd be 3 additional payments. So this is where your math comes in, okay? All that's to say is that where your math comes in, or you can make this really simple: 5 payments, $500 each. There's no trial periods, and then you simply create the button. Oh, I'm sorry, I still had the custom image URL selected. We're just going to use the basic PayPal button here. Keep it simple. Create button. What's again great about PayPal, one of the things I like about it, it gives you this email option. So if you've talked with a client over the phone, they've agreed, you can then copy this link and you can paste it directly into an email. I would typically shorten the URL. If you're not familiar how to do that, there's one great service called Bitly. I like Bitly because you can get a free account. I'm logged in. And so you can get a free account. So you're to sign up, but you can get a free account. And what's nice is because it allows you then to track all of your links. And so if I wanted to create a link, I would go here, I would grab this code, I paste it in here, hit create. And then what's nice with Bitly, you can customize this. So if I wanted to call it TechnoDiva Platinum, I could. And then I can use this link over and over and over again. The other good thing about Bitly, I can create this title and plan. And then you can also create tags. And so this could be subscriptions, which means so that as you create more and more of these, you can always go back and find things and you can search for it. The thing to remember that once you use a customization, you can't use it again. So make sure everything is right before you use that. Then you would just copy this. And if you were creating an email to a client, for example, you'd say, thank you so much, blah, 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 start your payment schedule. And then I drop the link. I send this off to my client. And what's nice about this is that this is automated, which means that PayPal will run the payments for you. It's automated. So that means that PayPal will automatically run that payment for you whatever, for in this case, it was monthly. You're not having to remember to send an invoice, to bill them, to follow up. If PayPal submits the payment and it's not successful the first time, you'll be alerted, they'll be alerted. I believe it also, so it's up, you've agreed upon it. And so you want to get your, and then you're like, so your advice to your client, make sure you put that in your calendar so that you remember it's going to come up. But then on the payment side, PayPal alerts you, PayPal alerts them. And then PayPal will rerun it, let's say 2 to 3 days, but it was 3 days after the first time, so that if their payment didn't go through, they have a couple of days to get their money together, get the money into the account, call you, whatever they need to do. But you're not having to remember it. You don't have to chase them down. Now, then I believe PayPal will submit it 2 additional times, and then it will cancel the subscription. At that point, you might have to step into action. A lot of times people just don't remember, okay? And if they get that reminder, like, oh yeah, let me make that happen, boom. You get an alert when the payment comes in, so you can then update your records. So I'm going to show you part 2 of this using PayPal's tool, okay? So we went over already how to use PayPal, right, to create the automated payments. Again, you can make this weekly, daily, monthly, annually. That's what's great about it. And it's a pretty easy tool. Most of you guys are familiar with PayPal at this time. Okay, so it's not like PayPal is something that's hard. All right, so we're going to go back to our tools and we're going to go to invoicing. This is a great one to use in conjunction. Now, this is where, for example, that trial period can come in handy, but I'm going to show you that. Okay, so we're going to hit create. We're going to create an invoice. Okay, now this is just, we're going to call this it's a test invoice, no worries. That's my dummy Gmail account that I like to use. And we're going to call this Platinum Plan. Now, this is what's great is that you can put a lot of details in here. So if you have any terms or agreements, you can put that in here. I mean, the price of that plan is $1,000. Okay. And you can say details about the service or package. So here. Okay. If you're offering this, whatever you're offering here, this is the key item that most people don't realize. This is called allow partial payment. Customer will be allowed to enter any payment amount above the minimum until the invoice is paid in full. We're going to select this. Now, remember, if your deposit was $200, we're going to make that the minimum amount due. It's so cool, right? You can attach files to this. So if you have an agreement or any just kind of whatever documentation that you might want to go along with this, you can add that here. You can do terms and conditions. So if you're not familiar how to use this invoice tool, that's another training, okay? Now, what I like to do here is I can put a link to the payment plan because I like to have people put their deposits down, okay? And then when I do a payment plan, so I'm going to open this up in a new tab real quick. I'm going to view my saved buttons because I saved that platinum plan button. So what happens with this invoice is it's a total of $1,000. Okay. The minimum amount due is $200. If we're going to preview this, I don't need to actually send it, okay? I'll tell them this is the minimum amount due. This is what they'll see, and then they'll be able to pay it. We've already had a conversation. So remember, you've talked to your client about this already, so they know what's going to happen. This is just the follow-up to it. Now, if I was using, I would say something like, again, like in those notes, and so use this link to go to the we did that we created the short link. Let me go back to edit. So down here, what I might say is super excited to get started. Be of service, for example. Please head over to, this is the link, blah, 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 to set up your automated payment plan. The next payment will come 1 month after 1 month. Things that I've already talked to them about, okay? But in this case, they've paid their deposit, and I'm going to have an invoice on the books for them. This is why I like this, okay? An invoice is on the books. And if I'm going to edit this one to show you how these two things work in conjunction. Because the first time, remember, I didn't do the trial period, but I was going to come back to it. So my billing amount is still going to be $200. I'm going to say for 4 cycles, and yes, I'm offering this trial period. The trial period is $0 because they would have paid their first payment using that invoice. I'm not offering a second trial period. And so for 1 month, they're covered because they've paid their invoice, right? And then their deposit. And then they're going to then be billed 4 more times. What you'll do with your invoice, okay, is you can then go in. So I'm going to send this one. I'll delete it later, okay? I'm going to send it. Now, once you've sent an invoice that allows partial payments, all right, when you edit, oh, we didn't want to edit, my bad. You can always edit it, but that's not what we want to do. We want to record payment. So let's say they paid, again, they already paid their deposit. So it would show that the amount due would only be $800. If you don't do it this way, you don't have to. But I like this invoice piece because I can say, oh, yes, she paid me $200 on this particular date. How did they pay? However they paid you, even if they used PayPal, it's no problem. And then here's a note. She started, use subscription plan. So the money has already come in. You're just recording it. I like that tool for me because it helps me keep track of where am I with different people who owe me money. Okay. All right, let's go back to the buttons. I'm going to just briefly touch on these last two, the installment plan. If I were to click on that one, this is a pretty awesome tool. However, with the installment plan, you have to have the PayPal business account and the enhanced recurring payments package. So it's a great tool. It makes this all a little bit easier, but you're paying $19.99 a month. But it also includes the automatic billing. So this is a great way to specify the date and the amount of each payment. It allows you to really customize it. You can do up to 4 installments. So that's great for layaway and high ticket items. For automated billing, for example. This is nice because even if the amount varies, okay, you can change it. But for both of these, you'd have to pay the $19.99 a month. I don't want to pay the $19.99 a month. So that's why I talk about the subscription button, because this is one that's included. The other thing that you can do, this is all about automating. So the key to automating with PayPal, if you don't have the upgraded account, is to use the subscribe button. You just talk about it with your client, make sure they understand it, and then make sure you get your deposit. To me, a supplementary tool to use with that, a supplementary tool to use with that is the invoicing tool. And that's just because it allows me to keep track of like where their balance is, where their balance is, where their balance is. That's not a requirement. It's just something that it can be a bonus. That can be a little bit tricky sometimes when you're then trying to reconcile your money. But that's on an accounting end. And if not, you can always just keep track of things using like a spreadsheet or something. All right. So that's using PayPal. Next, we're going to use another payment processor. And we're going to show you, this is a tool that a lot of people aren't familiar with this payment processor. I'm just trying to, because I remember my login for my dummy account for this one. Okay, awesome. And all right, so this is a dummy account. I didn't want to log into my, let's see what'll happen. It'll let me do it. Yes, it will. Okay, awesome. So let me share this screen. All right, so the next tool we're going to use, you guys, is Square. So squareup.com. Get on squareup.com is a great tool for payment processing. But just like PayPal, they have the swiping tool. They also allow you to send invoicing, but what many people don't know is they allow you to do something called recurring invoices. That's what we're going to look into right now. All right, so this is account. I don't use it very often, but we're here. So you log into Square, you want to go to invoices, and then there's this option to do recurring. Now, the difference between a Square recurring invoice and what we did with PayPal, whoops, sorry about that. What we did with PayPal is that this doesn't automatically charge their card, but one of the things that Square does offer is the ability to save for your client to help save their card online so that you can charge them. So we're going to select create recurring series. And so we're going to say TechnoDiva. All right, we're going to call this Platinum Plan. Okay. We're going to send this invoice by mail. We could also send it manually where you get the link. You can do either one. It's totally up to you. The frequency, it's recurring, okay? When you start, okay? Repeat this monthly. You end after number of invoices. In this case, it's going to be 5. Remember, the total was $1,000. Allow automatic payments with card on file. Again, this is something you have to talk with your client about beforehand. Say, I would love to do a payment plan with you, but I require the ability to do automatic payments. And so this means that you'll be charged automatically with each invoice. And it's going to be, so make sure your client understands what's going to happen. And so we're adding, I'm going to create an item. It's going to be $200. And we're going to hit done. What's nice about, what's nice about this one is you can actually have multiple items if you needed to do it. If you needed to, right? If you need their shipping address, you can also add attachments. So that's a great tool if that's something that you need to do. And then we're going to hit preview. And it tells them it repeats monthly on the 25th, ends after 5 times. And if you hit schedule, he has emailed this out to me. And then again, remember, you've talked to your client about the fact that you've talked to your client. Let them know that it's going to happen. You let them know that they need to select this save the credit card on file option. And you get all that done in your consultation. You're getting all your contracts and things signed. So everyone's on the same page. Everyone understands what's going to happen. And then after this, your money comes every single cycle, whether it's getting bi-weekly, every 2 weeks, monthly, however you set that up. And you're not having to chase people down. So both PayPal and Square Up are free, right? Of course, you pay your transaction fees. With Square, I believe the transaction fees are just a little bit higher if you're using the card on file. I tell people around that stuff, that's the cost of doing business. It's a cost for convenience. And don't be one of those people who's always trying to find a way around having to pay for your credit card fees. Because think about it this way, you're a business owner. Do you want people to circumvent ways for them to pay you for the work that you do? If you're going to use the benefits of this technology, put that energy out that you pay for the products and services that you enjoy, just like you want people to pay for the products and services they enjoy. Remember, everything is cyclical. And so if you need to adjust your pricing model to accommodate the payment fees, which usually somewhere around 3%, then you do that. But don't try to short these companies, because ultimately you're going to harm yourself as a business owner. And we don't want to do that. That's not good for us. So you guys, this is how you get paid. I've showed you how to do it on PayPal. I showed you how to use Square Up. Square Up uses a recurring invoicing model, making sure that the client selects the save their credit card on file. What I also like to do, let me just run back here real quick into Square Up, because it's good to send those emails, from the service. But I also typically like to create my own email. Usually, edit. It gives me a way to, here, where it says send manually. And if I were to update it, where is my, so I'm missing it. Usually gives me a place to get the, link if I want to send it manually. Just because sometimes I like to put things also in an email from me as the service provider. So it's nice that they'll get it from the company. But, oh, that's weird, you guys. Spam. There's usually a send more. Let's see, it says view all invoices in series. Recurring. View series. I want to share it manually. Where's my link, sunshine? Oh, okay. I got it. It's already sent the invoice. I got it. So when I initially sent it, I needed to send it manually, so that it would give me the link. But the invoice has, it's gone to the client, and it allows them to send it. That's what, I'm gonna send a message to them because you should be able to resend it. So I'm not sure. It allows me to print it. All right, don't get sidetracked, TechnoDiva. So when things like this happen, I'm like, why is it doing it this way? But this is why I also like when I pick the companies I pick, I do this because when things do go wrong, I need to be able to call, I need to be able to get support to find out what's happening. So that one reason why I like this company, because Square does have support. I mean, so if I really wanted to get into this and figure out why I can't see the how do I get that link, the great news is that I can get that information. And this is important because things happen. And when we're not able to find out what's going on, it can be very frustrating. So if I was going to troubleshoot this, yeah, I just call them up and then I'd ask them to tell me what's going on. All right. So pretty straightforward. I hope, right, that this wasn't really complicated. You're just using the subscription option on PayPal if you do not have the upgraded PayPal account. And if you're using SquareUp, you're creating a recurring invoice. The key to this is be really clear and upfront with your client when you're setting up the agreement so that they already know they're committing to a payment schedule. And I just let them be open and free to create one that works for both of us. Some things to keep in mind when you're doing your payment plan is sometimes we're in a long series, particularly for me with coaching, sometimes people fall off and they get confronted and things like that. So I like to front load sometimes my payment plans, meaning if it's like with the example we were using is $1,000, I might have them put, let's say, $300 down, or and then it's $700 balance, so it's like 350, and then that's 175. So then we have additional payments of 175. Or if it was a tech client, I like to have a lot of times the payment done at least a few before the rest of the work is done. So those are just some things to keep in mind. If you have, most of my coaching packages start at 3 months, and those start at like $399. They're gonna put at least 150 or like 199 down or something, and then I'm gonna have the balance paid, and those they'll get 6 coaching sessions. They get 2 a month. I have the balance paid by the end of the second month. So that last month, they're already paid. And one of the reasons behind that is so then if they're going to re-up or something, like they haven't paid that month, but it's already kind of in their budget. But those are just some different things that you might want to consider when you're creating your payment plan. If you have questions about, trying to set up your payment series, if you tried it and you run into a stack, no problem. You can always schedule a one-on-one session with me. Remember, if you're in the VIP club, you do save off of any of your TechnoDiva consultation services. Until the next time, just remember to work smart, not hard. Technology is your friend. This has been TechnoDiva VIP Club. Today, we're talking about getting paid, how you can get your money quickly without having to chase people down, because that's no fun. What we want to do is get our money and we want to be of service to people, not chase them down. So if you are in the VIP club, because you're watching this, I hope you stay in the VIP club. Remember, it was $10, which is your tuition for today. And then every month, and thereafter, it is $5 a month. You are grandmothered in. So when the prices go up, you're locked in. So this is a great deal. Our goal with the VIP Club is to help you upgrade your brand, make more money, grow your business with confidence. And so spread the word. There is a referral plan. And, so when you get other people in the club, you can get your membership ultimately for free. So until the next time, I'll see you guys in the next VIP Club. Work smart, not hard. All right. Bye.